What's up, Wankers? Hope you had an amazing Christmas, an amazing Hanukkah, a very happy holidays. For this episode, we are taking a look back at this incredible year that we spent with the one, the only Guenther Steiner. It is really crazy that we get to do this podcast, Wanker Hours, which is its own other show. There's Red Flags, there's Wanker Hours. If you haven't gotten the memo yet, let that digest in your brain. We've got to do 24 amazing episodes with the man, the myth, the legend, Guenther Steiner. We've put together our favorite moments from this year with him. Huge thanks, obviously, to Guenther. Huge thanks to our presenting sponsor, BetMGM. Now enjoy a look back at the 2024 Formula One season with our very own Guenther Steiner. Who are your Rockstar and Wankers of the week?
Well, let's discuss this a little bit.
Okay.
So of the week, I went straight to the Wanker of the week.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Who's your Wanker of the week?
I think that one is a pretty obvious one this weekend.
Logan Sargent?
Logan Sargent?
No, I mean you cannot beat him up or
All
continue.
right.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, man.
How about the
Ferraris. The guy putting him on the slicks, not having his engine.
How about Checo Perez?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
You get
go
a
on,
2-year contract. You qualify. What did you qualify? 18th. And you crash in the race, trying to go from 17 to 16.
Yep.
That's pretty...
I think to beat that one is difficult, though.
That's pretty solid. That's
a pretty solid case.
logic.
Again, that's not personal. Checo, if you hear it, don't get upset. But, you know.
This is of the week.
It's just of the week. Hey,
of the week.
Exactly.
next week he can be Rockstar.
Correct, yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Okay, well, that I think, you know what? Fair. Solid logic.
I think you didn't do your research there, you know, guys.
I forgot about Checo.
This race was so chaotic.
Oh,
This
yeah,
race
yeah.
was so chaotic.
Good excuses again.
There were so many bad things that happened.
Oh, don't come with me with excuses, Guenther. Oh, I haven't seen the contract. There's so much we don't know. Their jobs are very hard.
That's explanations. That's not excuses. That's explanations.
Said like someone who was given excuses. Okay, Rockstar of the week.
There is actually 3 which did a very good job. Because it's of the week, it's George Russell. What do you think about that?
Yeah, he's not a rock star. He could have won that race, but he cracked under pressure like 5 times.
He continued to fuck up. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he did. He almost was. He was the rock star of Saturday, Mr. Saturday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then,
That's what I was thinking. You know, to go on pole with that car is pretty cool. Yeah, but on Sunday he wasn't.
Sunday.
You know, he didn't.
What do we think of Kevin Magnussen for those first couple of laps?
That was pretty Rockstar.
But that is Rockstar of the segment.
Not his fault. Not his fault.
Yeah, not my one this time. You know, so keep me out of it, Matt.
Right.
You know?
It was a lack of leadership.
Exactly, absolutely.
In my opinion, lack of leadership.
You know, so I don't get a lawsuit, you know, or anything like this, you know. So,
right.
I've got enough of them going on, by the way, so you know I don't need another one.
All right, you said 3. You said you got Russell. Who else were you thinking?
Norris and Max. Obviously, the 3 first ones. I mean, come on,
Podium,
you
podium.
genius,
Bold,
you know.
bold opinions.
So you ripped already George in pieces for me, you know. All right, then, you know,
right.
I give you that one. So we need to decide between Max and. But if we give it to Max, he was too much of a rock star. So it's just like being a little bit boring, you know. But then maybe he deserves it.
It's probably Lando because I mean he could have won that race.
Max had the same time as George in qualifying, so he was as good as him.
Yeah,
and he won the race.
He
must be him then. Yeah, he did win the race, and he did that very cleverly, you know, without making mistakes.
Yep. In a time where everyone's kind of like all the vultures are circling. They're circling Red Bull. They're just trying to get in there to pick them off.
So we got the Rockstar and the Wanker from the same team.
There we go. Yeah.
Damn.
From the same team.
How many times will that happen? Yeah, sometimes it can happen.
Sometimes it be like that.
Max makes Wankers out of a lot of people.
He does.
He can do that.
A lot of people think they're rock stars, and they get on the tee with Max Verstappen, and they leave a couple of fucking Wankers. Guenther, let's start with Wanker. Who's your Wanker of the week?
I always have to think about that one, you know.
You're such a positive person.
Yeah, it's just a positive. Yeah, it's like you know, I could name you 5, but you need to pick one of them, you know, the worst one. So we said we can nominate teams as well, huh?
Oh yeah.
I think this week it's deserved from Williams. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've been
It's
talking
like,
about
after
how
all this, we are getting signs, we are getting Newey, we are on the way up, we are getting a new floor, we are getting this and this, and where are they? They need to win this one.
we're soulmates. I wrote in the notes, Williams openly courting Carlos and Newey while sucking it up race after race. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is like almost you in 2021, was it?
Oh, it was more than 1 year. It was more than 1 year. You know, I was there a long time.
Guenther, you in those years would never have the gall to say I'm courting the top driver on the market. You have a sense of shame.
No, it's not a shame. It's like when I look in this guy's eyes, what do I tell him? I mean, it's like, dude, why would you come here? I would tell you, don't join us, buddy. You know, it's right. Like I'm not destroying your career. You know.
Yeah, you mercy fired. We honestly, Guenther, we read
exactly. Yeah,
book. You mercy fired him. You mercy fired
both
him.
of them. Yeah,
yeah.
And they both said, Guenther, you actually were right. We thanks God we were not there. They both said it. They both were openly admitting it.
Yes.
That I was actually the good guy. I was the bad guy, but I ended up to be the good one. You know?
Yes.
Right.
Now, who is your rock star of the week? You're a positive person. Should be easy.
Yeah, Max. I mean, again, he did it. I mean, it's getting boring because last time he wasn't. But if somebody deserves it, we cannot find excuses. He won it at the start. He didn't win qualify because Lando did a fantastic lap in qualifying, but he took it back on Sunday afternoon, you know, got over it, you know, get going, got the dog out.
At least he had to fight for it. It's nice to see him fight for it.
Yeah. But I think he was happy to fight for it. Did you see him how happy he was?
Yes,
you know?
Yeah.
How
he was like, ooh, I got pushed on the grass. This is fun.
Yeah, buddy.
He was excited. He was excited. Now, you did say that you thought you did think Max was going to win 10 seconds. I do remember you thought he was going to win by 10 plus seconds. That was your prediction last week. Are you a little Wanker for that? Is that a Wanker?
It was about 5 seconds, so he won. You know what? I think he went slow in the end because he had such a good advantage. I think
you think he was holding back. You actually?
I have to say that. I have to say that to be right. You know,
yeah. He won by. To be clear, I have it here. He won by 2.2 seconds. So not exactly there, but
Yeah,
he just did it
back.
to make
I'm
you look
sure
silly.
He held back a bit.
You yeah.
I'm
he could have won by
back.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay.
minimum.
Minimum 10 seconds. Like, I want to make a fool out of Guenther.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make me the chief wanker. I had that. Yeah. I was there a few times. So
yeah. It's like Lando winning driver of the day, even when he starts on pole and finishes second. It's like he's had it enough times. He's had it enough times. Guenther, who is your rock star of the week? We'll start there.
I think I have to go with George. He won the race, and he didn't know that he was on the win until Toto told him, so he did good.
So are we sure that it's not Toto because Toto told him
because
Toto might have won the race.
Yeah, and George didn't know about it.
George didn't know about it. Yeah. So George has made. So Toto.
No, let's give it to George. And then he drove it.
Toto second.
But we are like a little bit like the aero team. We need to agree sometimes.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. We have to find the best idea wins. No, I think George winning is absolutely. Yeah, what do you think this does for like George's confidence with regards to It seems like since Lewis left, it's like George was promised the keys to the kingdom, right? When George was first on with Mercedes, he was at Williams for a while, like longer than he wanted to be, and with the promise,
a lot longer
than he wanted to be. With the promise, like, hey, like Lewis is gonna retire, and this is gonna be your team, and then you're gonna get in here, and we're gonna win so many championships. You're not even gonna have room in your house for them. You're gonna have to build a whole other wing.
Yeah.
Then he gets there, right as the dip happens,
and
Lewis is like, I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah.
So Lewis stays. Then Lewis leaves, and he's like, great, it's my team again. Yeah. And now all I can hear is how great Kimi Antonelli is, and there's another boy wonder who's there stealing George's
By the way,
thing.
Kimi's going to probably spend no time at Williams.
No time at Williams. He's not going to have to deal with the fucking purgatory.
The only not the thing which didn't happen for George is that Williams, after Mercedes dropped. Williams went up.
So it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
It's always a worse scenario. Williams didn't start to win. No, I think he's pretty happy. Kimi Antonelli is 18 years old or something like
He's
this.
A child,
He's a child, So if he doesn't take the leadership there, I mean, and he will, he works hard. I was at dinner one of the days in Austria with Mario from Pirelli, and George was the table beside us, and the whole evening he talked about tires. He's so focused on it, what he wants to do, So.
He talks about tires, but does he maintain them well?
That's true. He talk a lot about the tires.
You could talk a lot, but he blows through them pretty quickly sometimes.
Okay, who is your wanker of the week?
Wanker.
Give me a few options. You're always
FIA.
very creative.
The FIA.
Why should I give it to the
Because
FIA?
We're letting this get out of hand. It's getting out of
They're
hand.
not stepping in.
Yeah.
Of what? Of giving everybody a penalty?
I don't know. It's
Exactly.
getting out of hand.
I don't know a lot, So.
I know. That's why we have the fucking expert here. And he's like, I know as much as you guys, So
I know that you don't know.
we got the FIA, Max Verstappen for being a psycho, Lando Norris for also maybe being a psycho because it takes two to tango.
This Ferrari pitch. How many pit stops can Charles Leclerc do in one race?
Yeah.
I mean,
they keep on training the
pit crew.
The pit crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep on
Pit
training
stop
them.
practice.
Who dropped the ball this week?
I think he had damage on the car, Therefore they started the cycle to be out of the traffic.
Sure.
And all
Yeah,
that
but they
good
didn't have to
stuff.
promise him points. Like, what are you just making it worse? And
I mean, he did almost get points, but it was, it seemed like it was,
Let me think a little bit here. Who else could be?
like there's maybe a pitch for Max. In that,
Yes.
So the first crash happens, right? Which and there's a bunch of fighting and Lando's throwing it up the inside and you can say that like this stuff, okay, there's that fighting, that's all in good fun, that's all in good racing. Then the crash happens, and then after the crash, when Lando seems to be like not damaged, even though we later found out that he was, Max so clearly was like, no, you're not getting through.
He ran him onto the grass
You're
with
not a
three
wanker
wheels.
because of that, You're a fighter,
I say,
it is a difference, You're not a loser,
I mean, that's definitely true.
Yeah,
Max
exactly,
is certainly not a loser.
No, exactly. So
But is he the
But
banker?
sometimes,
Is he the banker of the week because it's just like he had finally shaken that he had convinced us all that he's a new man, and now
He doesn't play dirty.
that doesn't play dirty. He's mature. Everyone was so.
how did we start? A leopard didn't.
Yeah.
I know,
change his
but he
spot,
had convinced us that he had. Everyone's like, look, he's so nice. Look at him with his cats.
So then we're the wankers for thinking that
Exactly.
he changed.
the wankers are us.
Yeah,
We're the
exactly.
wankers. We're the wankers for belief in it.
Yeah.
But
So-
you knew the whole time.
I didn't know, but I didn't expect him to change. Well, why would he change? I mean, it's like this is how he got where he is. If he changes, he goes backwards.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, look at Alonso. He never changes. He's the same. He's now 40-something, and he's still, when he's in a battle, he's pretty.
So we're the wankers for thinking Max changed.
exactly.
We are the
he-
wankers for thinking Max could ever change.
So-
People
so-
don't
so-
change, and that's okay, and that's beautiful in its own
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
Rockstar and Banker of the Week, brought to you by Cash App.
I think the Rockstar can only be one, no? The real Rockstar of Formula One, Lewis. I don't think we have to. I don't think we have to vote here. I think the world knows already. The world knows. The Wanker Hours world knows who is the Rockstar.
Yeah.
He proved a lot of people wrong. I mean, there were a lot of
he did-
doubters.
he did
Even
a
you,
very
even you
good
were saying
job,
you were maybe had some doubts on him this weekend, but he proved everyone wrong.
He proved everyone wrong. Even if he cried at the end, it's fine. He's still a Rockstar.
Oh, you
What do you think
can't
this
be a
does-
rock star and cry?
I don't think Rockstar cries, huh? I don't know. we need to look
It's
into that.
2024, Guenther. Come on, you got to be in touch with your emotions.
What's funny is that Gen Z accuses us of being like emotionally hard. Like young people listen to us and they're like, these guys don't care about emotions.
Well, we just
And
go.
then,
We
we're-
just. Well,
the
we
generational
can ask you
gaps.
about this. We can ask you about this. Is we kind of were like laughing about how Lando is like too emotional, like maybe he gets too mopey and pouty, and people were saying that we're toxic because that we're not in touch with our emotions. Because, I mean, where do you think if you're Zach Brown or Andrea Stella, and you just see him just like, I mean, I guess it's good
being
not
so
to be in
hard
touch with
on
your
himself.
emotions. Be so hard on yourself, being like this, having such a fabissina punum, just really mopey. I mean, do you think that that's productive, for an athlete, for an elite athlete?
I think you could be right. It's not productive. I mean, you need to be punchy. It's like, I fucked it up, but I will get it right.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I never thought about that one. Yeah, he's a little bit. I did wrong, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't be doing that wrong. No, you need to be. I did wrong. I'm gonna get it right next time.
I think there's a balance because some drivers, it's never their fault, right? It's always something else.
Exactly. That's arrogance. Never their fault.
Right.
It's arrogance, and that
Right.
is worse than being like this, in my opinion. Because if you're arrogant, you shouldn't be arrogant about things.
Right. Okay. So who is
who is the wanker? Mm-hmm. Who we call the wanker?
All the people who didn't believe in Lewis, all the people all the new fans who think Lando Norris is the future already, who are ready to put nails in Lewis's coffin, all the Gen Z fans that love Lando, love George, Guenther Steiner saying, Lewis was his least favorite of the four. That's my Wanker. That's my Wanker of the week.
No. I think Alpine. Let's talk about Alpine. I mean, one car didn't make it to the start, and the other one is still running around in bloody Silverstone, finishing the race, She was all that slow, So
Sure.
So who should we vote for?
It's between all the haters, Alpine.
And then I'll say whoever made the decision to put leave Oscar Piastri out that extra lap.
He's a wanker as well.
That the decision making in the pits with both of those decisions that the decision makers both. I mean, I think it was maybe Lando and then it was Oscar or whoever the McLaren decision makers messed up big time, especially with the Oscar one. That to me was insane and unforgivable.
But I think Matt's opinion about the wankers are the non-believers in Lewis.
Yeah.
Because he got a lot of critics. I think we should give it to them. They're the wankers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're giving it to yourself, Guenther.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm honest, and I'm not getting emotional about it. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to be depressed today. I'm going to sleep well. Don't worry about me, Matt. But I admit that was the wrong thing to do.
Wankers, as you know, we have teamed up with BetMGM this season, and we are using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY, and you will get up to $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here is how it works. You download the BetMGM app, and you sign up using the bonus code DADDY, because we're fun. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. You'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure that you use the bonus code DADDY when you sign up. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your first $1,500 first bet offer today. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and over. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Indiana. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your $1,500 first bet offer today. All right, Guenther, who is your Rockstar and Wanker for Hungary?
I think the Rockstars is McLaren as a team, but they could be also the Wankers because they fucked it up, So there is nothing in between.
Yes.
So I think as a team, the performance of them is something, it's great, But it could end up that this decision made them to wankers at the end of the season, losing a world championship, So I don't know where we should go. Can you win them both in one go?
I think
I
so.
think they contain multitudes. This team, yes,
that's right.
They're both.
I think that's very astute. The original Rockstar and Wanker, dichotomy was Haas, in one moment we're Rockstars, and the next moment we're Wankers. It can happen in the blink of an eye. It can happen in a split second. You could be a Rockstar and a Wanker all at the same time. No, I'm totally with you.
You agree with me.
Totally. I think it seems like, but I guess it's kind of, when you think about it, it's like there's the car development side, Rockstars.
Yes.
And then there's like the team management strategy kind of like personnel side, which I think are probably there's some differential there, kind of on some Wanker territory.
Yes.
Right? Within that team.
It could be, because we would just find out in 12 races. Maybe we are the Wankers, because they knew what was going to happen in 12 races. We don't, or I don't.
Right.
So, but it could be bad. So, but I think as a team they do a great job. But this, what was done there, it's a little bit, why would you do that? And I think everybody is out there saying the same. Nobody's really saying it, because everybody tries to find an angle not to upset them, But because they are doing a good job, they are doing a great job in beating Red Bull. And proving you guys wrong, that Red Bull will be dominating. That is the best thing I can tell them.
Yeah, but they managed to win and still kind of look like jackasses.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. It was a beautiful win, but it's still like, why did he do that?
Yeah.
But they still won.
Yeah.
I mean,
a win's a win.
The debate is for another half an hour, no conclusion.
Yeah. Well, time will tell.
They get two trophies. They get two trophies today.
3 trophies, don't they?
Two.
What would a Wanker trophy look like?
One for Oscar, one for Lando, one for the team. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would?
Yeah, but they get Wanker and Rockstar.
Oh, I see. I see.
Our trophy. I mean, the other trophies. Who cares about them? The important trophy is this one.
Guenther, who is your Rockstar and Wanker for Spa?
My Rockstar is George Russell, even if he didn't win, because of this stupid rule about the weight, because you should be able to run a car under weight like you two guys say. But anyway, I think coming up with that idea and having the confidence to do it, for me, is pretty clear. And then he didn't win anything, so he was disqualified, but still, he can still be a Rockstar. The Rockstar with nothing in his hands, So, and who is the Wanker in Spa? Give me a few ideas. Who actually performed worse than
Lando for muffing the stars?
The Mercedes, guy who didn't put the ballast.
We cannot always. Last time we had McLaren to be the Rockstars and the Wankers. We cannot.
Well, but this is what's beautiful about these last couple of races is that there's the highs are met with the lows immediately.
That's right. George is the Rockstar and Mercedes are the Wankers because they lost him. They lost him the win. I guess next time he weighs his car himself.
That's right. He's going to put the ballast in himself next time.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, is he having words? How pissed do you think he was?
But he's such a gentleman, he will be very well spoken about it because George is a good kid, So
right.
It's not like us. So.
Right. Guenther, who's your rock star for the Dutch GP?
I was thinking, because I was prepared this time, because I came prepared, Zak Brown, what he did with the team to put it in that position, because we cannot always find an excuse not to give it to people or not tell people they are wankers, We need to go to the people. I mean, good old Zak, last year they start the season, they're completely shit, turn it around. Within 5 races, they get in the points. Everybody, what the hell is happening here? A year later, they are winning races with half a minute distance, So, obviously, I know that Zak hasn't done the work, because, it takes a village. Maybe he even listens to it, but he doesn't get upset when I say this, But, he's pretty lazy, So, but, you don't need to work hard if you're smart.
I'm sorry, are you trying to give him Rockstar? Are you trying to...
Wait, expand on that. Well, we love a lazy Rockstar, dude. I love
exactly,
a lazy Rockstar.
That is the easy. If you are lazy and be so
Zach's
good, can you imagine?
What do you mean Zach's lazy?
He's always relaxed. He's always chilled, he's all over the world, going Indy cars, going F1 races, racing
Playing
himself.
a lot of golf.
Playing a lot of golf. Spends a lot of time on the course.
Yeah, racing his own cars, he's got a collection of old race cars, he does nothing, he likes doing nothing more than racing cars, I always tell him, I know how you get in, but I don't know how you get out anymore. But of the car, so. But anyway, it's like I think what he did with F1 team is something. Think about it. How many people have done that?
For a guy who does it, and for a guy who does it, apparently, according to you, as a hobby.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he would work hard, what he could do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's for even more Rockstar. I mean, it's anyway. So I think if you agree, we give it this time to.
Yeah,
I love it.
Zach.
I love it.
As much as we insulted
Perfect.
now, Zach, as much as we insulted him, he's still a Rockstar, So who cares?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Part of being a rock star is doing the bare minimum
exactly,
and
yeah.
still
That's
getting
right.
and still
And
succeeding
enjoying the life,
Totally.
enjoying life, yeah.
and enjoying
Yeah, it's called
enjoying smelling the
rock
rock.
and
There is
roll,
3 words,
rock
which
star.
obviously, yeah, Rockstar.
The lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, and who is your wanker for Zandvoort?
I would say we have to go to Haas there by not paying your bills.
Pay your bills, Haas.
I mean,
Gotta pay
that is
your
the thing you
bills.
do. I mean, you got to pay your bills, huh?
Yeah,
And-
that's
yeah.
that's called
It's called being an adult.
It's called
Yeah.
being an adult.
This is big Haas behavior right here. All my
Oh, wow.
open.
Are you
Look
paying
at
them?
that.
Big Haas behavior.
Do you pay your bills?
What I like to do is I like to get the bills, ignore them, and then when I get a very angry call from somebody, I pay.
Yes.
All right.
That's what I like
And
to
that credit score be a diving,
That's
baby.
right. That's right.
It cannot go
We're
any.
just
It
banking
cannot go any lower. It has bottomed out. It's bottomed
Exactly.
out. The credit score is like hit the floor.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Okay, yeah, Haas, pay your bills. Pay your bills, Haas. This is it's the basics.
Yeah,
Brush
it's
your
the
teeth.
basics.
Brush your teeth. Wipe
Wash
your
your
ass.
hands,
Pay
wash
your
your
goddamn
hands.
bills.
Yeah. Wash your hands when you're and pay your bills. Yeah.
Guenther, who was your rock star for Monza?
I think that's pretty clear. It's Charles Leclerc. What he did, staying out there, delivering, still going fast with used tires. He was like, he was given an opportunity. He took it. Man, he didn't mess around. He didn't mess around.
Yeah, the people sometimes discount. There's a talk about his tire maintaining abilities, and sometimes people don't view that. They think of him as the one lap specialist. That's his rap. But this is showing that there's a lot more to him than the one lap pace.
Correct. He showed it all. Right.
Yeah. All right. Who's your
Who is our
wanker for
Who's
Monza?
our wanker for Monza? We could say Red Bull for really under-delivering, How many times were they already wanker of the week,
Not
Not many, So
Not many. It's been a long time.
we have to give it to them. They were in a position beginning of the year, and they keep on going backward, making bad decisions, No
Right.
upgrade, not upgrade, no specific aero
Monza
kit for
package.
Monza.
Yeah.
It's almost arrogance, So let's vote for Red Bull.
Red Bull. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it seems like that Max, Checo is struggling. And
But
now it
Checo is
seems like,
struggling all the time.
I know, but now it seems like,
Yeah.
but now Max is struggling. And in the beginning, we were talking about Max is pulling out these performances, and he's
Magic.
outperforming the car. And as they've had to kind of continue to raise their performance or try to make these improvements, maybe the flaws of the car are coming out more. Like if you have a little shake in the thing, the faster you go, the bigger that rattle is going to be. And maybe that's what's happening over there now.
He's on his back foot, So he makes mistakes. I mean, it's normal, When you're under pressure, that's what happens.
Yeah, they messed up a pit stop. They never
Yeah,
mess up pit stops.
Normally, they never mess up a pit stop.
Yeah.
Wankers of the week.
Wankers of the week. Guenther, who is your rock star for Baku?
That's pretty clear. It was Piastri. The overtake he did there, it was just like, man, it was quite cheeky how he did it, I mean, it's like, I wouldn't even say brave. It was just cheeky. Leclerc didn't expect it. He just did it out of the blue, this maneuver, I was like, what just happened,
Yeah.
because nobody expected it. It was pretty cool. So
Yeah, he
he
picked
earned
his
that
pocket.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, picked his pocket.
Attenzione, pick a pocket. Have you seen those videos, Guenther?
No.
There's a woman in Italy who just watches, who just looks out for pickpockets because it's so rampant in this one neighborhood in Rome, I think. Is it Rome, Brian, or where is it?
Rome or Naples, one of the two,
Yeah. And she just, whenever she sees someone do it, she goes, what does she say, Brian?
Attenzione pickpocket! Attenzione furberetti!
I can see that you're an actor, you know. You studied that one deeply.
And she follows them with her phone. She's just like yells at them and calls attention to them. And it was it took over the internet for a few months there over the past year. But yeah, that's what Oscar did. That's what Oscar did to Charles Leclerc. And Charles Leclerc thought that he could, I got plenty of laps to go. I'll be able to get my wallet back. No.
Tough shit again. Tough shit.
Oscar was counting. Oscar was in that cool down room counting Charles's cash.
Yeah.
Okay, who's your wanker for Baku?
Who we have got as a wanker for Baku?
We've got Checo and Carlos. We've got Max, maybe. Dare I say Max Verstappen?
No, we need to give it. No. We need to give it to Sauber, I think, because they are so slow. I think they shouldn't go the last 6 races. They should be told, do not even come along, guys. It's no need for you guys, you know.
Wow, but they had the fastest pit stop, Guenther.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah.
Apparently. That's an improvement.
Yeah. But how many points did they get for that?
They should do a fastest pit stop fastest lap. What do you think of that idea?
To get an additional point if you have the fastest pit stop.
Yeah.
One team, like a fastest lap, each team, they should compete for fastest pit stop. What do you think?
Not really. No.
Okay.
No.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Is this the worst? Is this this Sauber team? I mean, no one's even at all thinking about them talking.
Okay.
No. I mean, I was last. I admit that. You know, people can become me. Yeah. I know why, but I don't think we were this bad.
Really? The Mazepin years?
No, I mean, but we knew there was no development. The car was a 1-year-old car. We hadn't even got a pot to piss in, you know, and that is what it comes out. But they work as a normal F1 team. I mean, they are owned by Audi. They are not owned by.
What do you think's going wrong there?
I don't know. Mattia will sort it out anyway. That is the only thing I can tell.
Okay, all right. I have a question. What is it like to be Sauber? Because you kind of know.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, the weekends are long, man. Yeah. When you get there on Thursday, it's like, fuck, when do we get out of here? Because you know what's coming. You know what's coming. It's all over the pit wall, you know? You're last.
How hard is it to to really try when you're in that position? You know what I mean? Because it's like when you're kind of that far, it's like, what are we trying? It's like,
how do you even get up out of bed? It's like, what is the point? You want to put
your energy, you want to get in an ideal, in a working scenario, you want to get back what you put in.
Exactly.
And I think when you're in a situation like that, you're just like, I give and I give and I give. Right? It's like, how do you keep giving, or at some point do you kind of throw your hands up?
It's how I did in 21. It was like I knew there was nothing, but then you just look at 22. What are you doing for that? That's the only. That's what I say. You go to the race weekend. You know it will be what it is. You know exactly what to expect. But then you work for 22, and I think that is the thing Mattia now in the moment is doing. He doesn't. I don't think that he's volunteering to go to a race. I think it's difficult enough to watch on TV. But if you're at the race and you're reminded every 5 minutes from somebody how shit you are, it's not a nice position to be in, you know.
But if you're Guenther Steiner, you're like, I'll focus on 2022. But if you're a race engineer, if you're a mechanic, how are you giving like that? And you have to lift the car up and fix it when it's wrecked, and make sure that you're doing your job in the present, in not next year, now, as hard as you can. How do you keep that pace up? I'm surprised Sauber did the fastest pit stop knowing that they're going to get last. That's very impressive, actually.
you pick a challenge what you can actually do, and this is you can do the quickest pit stop, and you try to do that one because you will not have any points because the car doesn't give it to you,
Right.
But it's not easy, and what you need to do to people as a leader, saying, hey guys, we are working on this, that, and the other to make it better, and then they keep on going, and in the end you're doing a job, and this is all people which they're committed, but it's not easy. I mean, as you say, can you imagine as a race engineer, you get up in the morning, try to make a setup, and whatever you set up, it will be shit. It's like, all right, I make a setup. Yeah, whatever spring I put in, whatever anti-roll bar I put in, whatever wing level I set, it will be shit. It's like tough.
Do you think they're like kind of in because the Audi, switch is happening down the road that there is a degree where they're kind of in somewhat of a similar position that you were in 21?
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
yeah.
Like, what are we really building here when, like, Mattia's out in the fact, like, this is all kind of going to be different in 2 years?
Yeah, but it's, I mean, the position there is, I don't know what they're doing for next year. I have no idea. But obviously their focus is on 26 when it will be Audi, with also the Audi powertrain and everything. But it's just like, I don't know what they've got in the pipeline for next year. I have no idea. But it isn't easy where they are now.
Wankers, we are taking a break from this episode to talk to you about our newest sponsor, Chomps. Chomps is the perfect snack. It's my favorite snack to bring with me on race day. With 10 to 12 grams of protein per stick, it's a good source of protein and high quality protein at that. You got to make sure that what you're putting in your body, it's high quality, and with Chomps, it is. Also, 0 grams of sugar and 100% grass-fed and finished beef. That's what you're getting with Chomps. And on top of all that, it tastes good. Here's what I like to do. I like to bring a handful of Chomps, throw them in my backpack, go to the race so I can be nice and fueled. Don't get distracted by the booths and the funnel cake and all the stuff that's bad for you. You need a good, healthy snack because it's hot at these races. You want to make sure that you're fueled up and ready to go so that you can watch Lando Norris blow another start. That's listen, but Chomps helps me get through those races. They help me get through those races with their delicious, delicious sticks. And if you want to learn more, you can go to chomps.com/redflags. The link will be in the description. It's once again, chomps.com/redflags. Learn more and get your Chomps today. Big news, Vankas. I am going to be stoned for all of 2025. Yeah. All of it. The entire year. And to celebrate, we are running a monster giveaway where you could win a year of free THC and Delta 9 products, Almost Friday merch, and a unique Almost Friday experience. What could that be? All you have to do is click on the link in the description below, fill out 2 to 3 questions on how you like to get high on the weekends, and you are good to go. We are giving away free shit for an entire year. Let me repeat, a year's worth of items, and it's made really easy for you to enter the giveaway. But here's what you have to do. You have to be 21 or over to enter. You have to fill out a quick, short survey, and you've got to love just having a good time. And hey, you're listening to the Red Flags pod. You're listening to Vanka Hours. What more of a good time do you need? Go and enter, and we'll see you on the other side, Vankas. All right, now back to the show. Guenther, who was your rock star for Singapore?
Lando Norris, I mean, you need to be a rock star to get away with low leading. They said, pull a little bit of advantage out over the next 10 laps. You pull it out in 2-3 laps, and then you hit the wall, kiss the wall a few times on the way, It's like, it's like, that's a rock star,
You like almost fell off the stage.
Exactly, but you survived it, you did something stupid, but you get by, you're still a free man, So
partied a little too hard.
Exactly. I didn't want to go there because I would never do that, so. Yeah.
And there was the knock on him. You can't nail a start. You just lose from pole every time, Lando. He silenced those haters, didn't he?
It's just like you read everything his way. He won by half a minute. I think it was in the end.
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
Against a guy called
Guenther,
Max Verstappen.
That's right. And Guenther, you called it. That was your prediction. You said that Lando was going to win.
English papaya, he said.
Yeah.
The English papaya.
The English
If
papaya.
you read between those lines, that means Lando Norris. Okay. Who was your wanker for Singapore?
I think you have to give it to Kevin, no? I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, I love the guy, but it's like he's last and hits the wall, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was second last. We do man just. Maybe he was third last because the Saubers were behind because they're still there, by the way. So you know.
Right.
What do you say to him when that happens? What have you said to him when he's done that exact sort of thing?
I cannot say the word now because it's forbidden. We discussed this, you know.
That's right. You'll have to do community service.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
But
that's the last thing I need.
Guenther, no one's listening. What would you say?
What the fuck, Kevin?
Little ASMR action.
Did you
Amazing.
text him that? Have you texted him at all?
No, because he will
No.
get upset with me. So you know, I don't need to upset him more than he's upset already. You know, and but
He's like,
you
at
know,
least I don't have to hear shit from Guenther anymore. And then he looks at his phone and then
But
there you go.
otherwise, people think I've gone weak. No, because I know you. It doesn't mean that you cannot be the wanker of the week, you know. It's like, just
Right.
show us what you actually can do, you know, because you
Right.
can do it, you know. It's like being called out sometimes is not bad, you know.
Can I give an honorable wanker of the week? I know this is not my position, but it's I gotta give an honorable mention to Lance Stroll. He's tied with Nico Hülkenberg and Lance are tied. Can we speak about this? That they are tied in the driver's standings. I don't know if you've been to I don't know if you've been to Aston Martin's facilities. I don't know if you've seen their new facilities.
I've seen
but
it
I
from
know,
outside, yeah. I've
but
not
you've
been
seen
inside.
your facilities.
Yeah.
You've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
the Haas facilities,
Yeah,
and
my
and you-
garage is about the same size, but anyway, yeah.
I mean, and you know what's to add insult into injury is that Hülkenberg was sitting in there, it was their reserve driver, just sitting there. And then Haas, a genius guy, a genius manager whose name I don't remember, hires him for Haas, genius acquisition, and now they're tied in the driver's standings.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're not wrong, but Lance passes completely under the radar. I mean,
Right.
it's weird. You never speak good or bad about him. He's just non-existing, huh? I mean,
Well, everyone just kind of accepted him. There's nothing to do.
to be around, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, there's nothing to do, right? It's like he's going to be, you know, they've just made this play for Adrian Newey. The plan was that Daddy Stroll was going to get his son a championship. He's doing everything in his power to make that, at least give him the car to do that. Now there's a Fernando Alonso-sized obstacle in his way beyond whatever else is in his future. But, you know, there was a time where he got pole, right? He did. I mean, was like
I don't think he's a bad race car driver.
Then
It's just
what
like,
is
but
it?
he's-
What is it?
I don't know what it is.
What is it about him?
Obviously, we all know that he doesn't need to drive a race car. He's all right, you know.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Right.
all right, you know. So maybe that's what it is. If the car is not that he cannot go on the podium or something, it's just like, yeah, I just get by. Who cares? I wait until the next year's car come and see if that is better. I don't know. I don't know the guy. Never spoke with him, so I have no idea. But as you say, he's one of these guys, which is just like it's rarely spoken about when he's in the points. It's less spoken about when he's not in the points. He's just there, you know.
Right.
He's just there. If you wouldn't have brought him up, I wouldn't have even known that he raced last weekend.
I know that he raced.
Yeah, I need to go and check the stats because, as you say, he's just non-visible.
Well, it's, you know, we're entering into this era with F1 right now where there aren't these chaos agents that there used to be. There was always a Latifi, a Mazepin, a Logan Sargent, and now, you know, there's never a DNF. You know, these guys, there's never crashes in these races. There's no safety cars. There's been however many Singapore GPs. There's always been a safety car. There's no safety car this year because these guys are just too good. But then
Too good,
there's
and
always
the cars are too good. We are too good.
the
you
cars are reliable,
Yeah.
but then there's Lance, and I think I think we are entering into an interesting era where, like, for a few years there was like waves of young guys, right? Like when George, Charles, Albon, Lando came in, there was a wave of here's the young talent, and then there was this whole period where like no new talent, and now we're in a new wave of young talent has come in. But then there's Lance, who's just never going to go anywhere, despite whatever happens. He'll just never...
No, he was never young. He will never be old. He will be just be
The
there.
rules don't apply to him.
No.
Yeah.
He's above the rules, you know.
I gotta
Above
say
the
though,
rules, yeah.
you know, you got to take your hat off to him because I mean, if you were that set up, I mean, would you get up every morning and fly to wherever? And I don't know. I guess that's the one nice thing I'll say.
Yeah, but he's not flying like you and me.
That's true.
Right. Guenther, who is your rock star for the Austin GP?
I think we don't have to even think about that one, huh? Ferrari. I mean, what they did, just like, take my hat off, Very good. Couldn't do any better.
Yeah, no upgrades, just showed
Nothing.
up.
Showed up, qualifying, mediocre, boom. The race, just go and win it.
1-2.
1-2.
Yeah.
And let those guys fight behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
didn't
fight,
even show
we
them,
laugh.
They didn't even show them on the television for,
No.
It was like, it was an afterthought. Oh, Charles Leclerc won because he had it so much in the bag.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was like, who won? Oh, Charles Leclerc won. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Good news for Ferrari, yeah. So,
It was Verstappen-esque how much we forgot about him.
Yeah. I think Fred fell asleep on the pit wall. Oh, we are 1-2.
He looks like a sleeper. You think he's ever fallen asleep on a pit wall?
All of us have, I think,
You fallen asleep on a pit wall?
I don't know if I was asleep, but I got close to it. You tried to do an FP2 with a jet lag,
Okay, wait a minute. Did you know Fred? Do you know if Fred partied hard that night? Were you aware of any partying?
I have no idea. Again, I'm not informed. As a president, I should know.
Great.
Right.
No, that's a good one to duck. You're just focused on your campaign.
Yeah,
Did
exactly.
you go out on Sunday night, Guenther? Did you have a little? No?
No, I drove to San Antonio to get away from it. I had enough action during the week. I didn't need. I guess you guys went out for partying, huh?
We had a fun night Sunday night.
Yeah, we had a fun night.
We might have gone to Blind Pig and the Piano Bar. Apparently, Matt, that Max Verstappen closed down the Blind Pig. There was a bartender at the Blind Pig posted on TikTok saying he was yelling at everyone to leave because it's closing time. Everyone get the hell out of here. And there was one group that wasn't leaving, and he went, "All right, let's go." And then his manager was like, "No, don't not. They're okay. They're okay." And it was Max and like a group of 10
Max was
people.
in the Blind Pig. I didn't even see him.
Late night after we had left.
God
See,
damn.
this is why you stay out, because there's a chance that you could have partied with Max. Okay,
Max, yeah. All right.
that was our Rockstar of the week. Guenther, who is your wanker for Austin?
I think that's a clear choice as well.
Say it.
Stewards. You cannot be inconsistent. You shouldn't be inconsistent.
And
you should only throw your hat into the ring. You shouldn't be eager about throwing penalties.
Exactly. You shouldn't be eager to throw penalties. You should just throw your hat in the ring when it's appropriate, not just to do it.
And I'm Guenther Steiner, and I'm
Running for president of the United States. Guenther, there's still time. There's still time. People are dying for a third option. Guenther, who was your rock star for Mexico?
Carlos. He did nothing wrong. He just delivered the whole weekend, And unfortunately, he's leaving Ferrari and nobody took a lot of notice of it because of all the other stuff which happened, But he won. He was just like flawless.
He did do one thing wrong, Guenther.
What was that?
He wasn't Lewis Hamilton.
All right. So he did 99% right. Yeah, only 1% wrong.
That's
okay.
right.
He's the rock star.
That's
What's
right.
the serenity prayer? The things I can't control and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yes.
Let's hope that he doesn't, he can know the
out
difference.
over that, right.
But I will say that his overtake, Carlos's overtake on Verstappen, was also pretty masterful.
It was masterful, but I guess my question to you, Brian and Guenther, would be, it was a great overtake, but part of me was like, if Lando had tried that overtake, that same overtake, do you think Max is letting him do it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he races people differently, right?
Yeah,
He's not going to get in a tussle with Steiner.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Everyone's like, wow, that's how you overtake Max. I'm like, yeah, don't be Lando. That's how you overtake Max.
I do think that he caught him. I think that he did catch him like a little bit. He didn't think that he was going to make that overtake at that point. Max also then he blamed
because he was busy being like, "Where's Lando? I wonder where Lando." Oh shit, there's Carlos Sainz
Going past me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, he was all pissed at his team because I guess he was harvesting battery during that time, and he was like, what is this harvesting shit? Anyway, no, I mean, you gotta give it to Sainz. We'll see if this might be the final Sainz win ever. This might be it.
And this was his best win, easily.
Yeah.
This was because this was my complaint after Australia. I was like, can he just be the fastest guy on track? Can he just, because it was always like, he's always won under weird circumstances. This was not a weird circumstance.
No,
he was the fastest guy. He was the fastest guy on track today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got that one right, Matt. You're right for once.
Yes.
Thank
you. Clip it.
Cut the part where he says for once. Just says I'm right. And then put that video on my tombstone.
Everywhere, yeah.
That's right. A QR code on your tombstone that is just a clip of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Guenther, who is your wanker for Mexico?
Checo.
I mean,
you hate to say it, but
I hate to say it. It's his home country. All this expectation, it will be all good. Mexico, he will come back.
yeah.
He gets a false start penalty, and then they said, he got a 5-second penalty, and over the radio he's like, over the radio goes, no, that start was perfect. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that start. So just gaslighting everybody, getting into a fight with Liam Lawson. It was bad.
It was brutal. It was brutal for him, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
And tried to get fast slap and then didn't get it.
Brutal.
Stop it. Move on. Enough.
And then on top of that, there was kind of a fervor for some other guys. You know what I mean? There was all this. Everyone was Colapinto, we love him too, and people were really rooting for Sainz while he was there too. People were like, oh, something to cheer for.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Tough. Yeah.
Tough weekend.
Tough weekend.
Checo.
I would say a tough year is Checo having. Not only a weekend, but the weekend was like the wow.
Vankers, this episode is brought to you by Ricky Canned Cocktails. It's a premium spirit-based drink, 7% alcohol in a can, 1.5 shots per can. It's the perfect drink, and that's why I've been drinking a bunch of the Ricky Canned Cocktails. I've been loving the vodka with a splash of black cherry. I'm not usually a big vodka guy, but this one, it just tastes right. Also, if you like more tequila, they also have a tequila with a splash of lime. Super good, super refreshing, and at 7%, it's that perfect sweet spot where you're not going to get too buzzed, but you don't have to drink a bunch of them to feel anything. And you can check them out at rickyspirits.com. And if Ricky isn't available in your area, hit request Ricky. It's 3 simple ingredients, low calorie, no added sugar, not overly carbonated. It's an award-winning vodka tequila. You can taste the high quality in spirits with a splash of fruit and sparkling water. Go get Ricky today. It's like High Noon, but better, less sweet, and more alcohol per can. Guenther, who was your rock star for Brazil?
Max.
Yeah. I mean,
I think there's nothing else there. It's clearly him. It's clearly him.
The ultimate rock star moment.
Yeah.
He even crowd surfed with his boys like a rock star. He even did a whole.
It was all there. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I want to ask you about this. Remember when Lando said "simply lovely" when he co-opted Max's catchphrase?
I think was it Singapore or I think
one of them.
One of the races he won by a landslide or Zandvoort.
But so who cares? Doesn't matter. He said it. Then Max, after he won, he hit that "simply lovely" with some venom. Like, I'm taking my catchphrase back.
He said, you know what?
Yeah, it's mine.
You know what that is? Simply lovely. He said it like that. Do you think he took that personally?
Do you think he took that personally, given his...
No, it's a good banter. It's not... I don't think he took it personally. I mean, it's good banter. I mean, obviously, he said when the other one said it, he said, just wait for me, It's like sometime, it's good.
But they've been jockeying back and forth because Lando said, I don't need to... he's the one who needs to change how he drives. I'm going to keep driving the same way. He doesn't need to. And then Max was like, and then he goes, I'm a 3-time champion, so I don't think I have to change shit.
He said that this was, they've been jockeying at each other in the press. Of course, I'm not saying that they're going to kill each other or they're going to start poisoning each other.
I hope not, Brian. I hope not.
I'm not saying that they're never going to speak again or whatever.
No,
but
no, they're good friends.
But friendly rivalry.
It's good.
It's
good. It's good. It's good.
But when Lando did that, I was like, why are you giving the guy more motivation?
Right. They talk.
You're just throwing blood in the water here.
They talk about Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but then you just said Lando is not aggressive enough. Is he a champion? Does he want it hard enough? It's part of it. It's playing the game, But obviously, if you play the game, the other one plays it back to you because we know how Max is. He doesn't stay quiet, He doesn't take it and says, "Okay, you hit me now." No, he just waits his moment, and that is what you do. When you've got the opportunity, you need to take it because it isn't there forever.
Yeah.
There was this great clip making the rounds of all these NBA stars, even Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal and Reggie Miller, some of the best to ever play. They all said that they never talk shit to Michael Jordan. That because they're like, God forbid. Because they were just like, God forbid we give him any more motivation. So what they would do is if he hit a shot, they'd say good shot, Mike. That was, they would compliment him.
High-fived him, yeah.
Because they were all of them were like, I never talk shit to Michael Jordan. So, I think, that seems to be
you should be a driver coach. You should be a driver coach. Maybe that works,
Hey. Guenther, who was your wanker for Las Vegas?
Whoa. Who was the wanker?
Was it maybe Alpine?
Blowing an engine?
Blowing
you
an
cannot
engine
call them wankers.
not only
blowing an engine, and they had one car left, and they forgot they weren't there for his pit stop, Ocon's pit stop.
Yeah, let's do Alpine, because they should have taken that advantage, they had in qualifying and getting some bloody points, because they were quick enough to get points, but they messed it up, they fucked it up.
They're like 1 or 2 points behind Haas now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had a chance to get an advantage of 3 or 4 points, and 20 millions later, So anyway, wanker of the week, Alpine.
Like it. All right, who's your rock star? Who's your rock star for Vegas?
Obviously, Max for winning the championship.
I mean,
yeah,
hard to
beat that
argue.
one. Hard to beat that one,
Yeah.
Or the only one which could beat it was Mercedes by being dominant there, from out of nowhere. But anyway, I think Max winning his 4th championship, that's pretty a rocky moment.
And it seemed like he was rocking out at the paddock. He was drinking a G&T,
double fisting
G&Ts. There was a clip of him, I think, in the garage singing "We Are the Champions," looking like he was,
Oh, he will have had a hard night afterwards.
Having a good time.
Yeah.
He was having a good time.
He deserved it,
Guenther, who was your rock star for the Qatar GP?
You know who? Zoo.
I talked to a guy from Beijing, and they've been. It's not Joe.
No,
Okay,
in England they called him Joe when he was racing in go-karts and small cars. They called him Joe, But Zoo, I think what he did. I mean, he knows he's out of Formula One, and he's got another race, and he puts this performance down. And at the end of it, Magnussen couldn't get near him. There's no chance, at no chance. I mean, it's not like that he was struggling. No, he was. I mean, obviously the car must have gone better, but in qualifying he was decent, So I give him a lot of respect for that, to do this after a season like this, because I mean, he was. I mean, how many times was he last in qualifying?
Almost all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he won them all, So yeah, except when somebody started from pit lane and didn't see the green light, But anyway,
right.
yeah.
But and he outperformed his multiple race-winning teammate, Valtteri Bottas, who, people were keying for the Audi seat. He didn't get it, but, very well-respected driver. And then all of a sudden, on the day where they actually could get points, he's the one who gets points, and Valtteri's left outside the top 10.
And who's your wanker of the day?
I think we have to elect a race director for that one, huh? I don't think anybody fucked up like him.
You know,
is it the race director or is it the guy who put him in that position and multiple other F1 Academy, F2, F3? Maybe he's also cleaning up after, like he's got 9 different positions because they've fired everybody.
I mean, if he's asked to take that position and he thinks he cannot do it, you can say no. You don't have to take it, you know. So I wouldn't say it's don't blame anybody else. I mean, the mistake of not getting that mirror out of the way was his, you know.
Right.
There was no. I mean, it should be his. I mean, if somebody else told him not to get it, then he's even worse because then he takes orders because you need to make your own. You are a race director. You need to do your job, you know. And that's why I say, you know, we could speculate, should he be there? And I don't know the guy. I've never met him, to be honest, you know, so, or not as I know of, you know, maybe I said hello to him, but, and I have nothing against people, but what was done there was just, in my opinion, wrong. It was dangerous, you know, and that shouldn't be.
Do you think one guy should be doing race directing for F1 Academy and F2 and F1? You think that's an okay workload or?
I think I mean, you can do a one-off like it happened. Because they sacked the race director of F2.
Right.
I wouldn't sack the race director. And she was the deputy race director before, correct?
Sure.
You know better than us.
Yeah, I
Sure,
think she
I'm
was the
gonna say
deputy
yeah.
race
I'm gonna say
director,
yeah,
F3,
Guenther.
F2. And they put her in as a race director. And they're saying, we just get one guy to do everything. And that's a little bit steep. But as I said, you can say no. If you say, I cannot do it because, I can do it, but I will do a shit job. I wouldn't do it. I mean, it's like, why would I do it?
Yeah.
You know, so, and I don't think that decision of the mirror had to do because he didn't sleep at night because he was overwhelmed. I mean, that was just like, it was too easy of a decision, you know, it's like, get that mirror off the track because somebody will hit it, you know, it's like, yeah. Even if I don't sleep for 2 days, I still am smart enough to do that.
And honestly, he's lucky that it only ended with ruining the race and not someone's life. Because it's on the fastest point of the track, and then you have a piece of debris there that's
and
bound
2 cars had a puncture. And
2 cars had a puncture, and they're lucky that they didn't fly off into the barriers going at the fastest they could possibly go.
The punctures, we need to be careful because I get my information because when I gonna sit down with you guys, I spoke with Mario and they haven't done the analysis yet. The tires are not back in Milan yet. So because the tires were well worn out because everybody obviously stayed out longer hoping that the safety car comes. I mean, that's what you do in a case like this because you know something will happen. So everybody stayed out and the tire, I think it was the front left was, everybody was using it well up. So he said, I cannot tell you, was it, the debris which punctured the tires? He said, the chances are high that it was that one because it was a slow puncture. Basically, you know, it wasn't like boom, like when a tire is worn out when it's on the canvas. When the canvas goes, it's just a big bang and you lose it, you know. So, but there is no certainty that it was actually the debris, but we assume yes for our.
I mean, we can assume they have to do their due diligence because they're an organization that has, you know,
they know what they're doing. They know what they are doing. Yeah, and
we're
don't.
the dumb guys saying, if it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. But also, I do want to point while we're on Wanker of the Week to the race director. Let's also make sure that we remember that he did litter on the Vegas track in his first race as race director. He stopped his car, took his sandwich wrapper or whatever he had in his car, went over the fence and just threw it on the ground. Like Andy Samberg from the viral YouTube video, I threw it on the ground. So this guy is starting, he's 0 for 2. First 2 races.
For that one, he should be for what you call social services, cleaning up streets, at least.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're going to have Max Verstappen doing community service. Maybe they're cleaning up after the race director.
Yes.
That will be his punishment from MBS.
Yeah.
Guenther, who is your rock star for Abu Dhabi?
Ooh, I think the Rockstars were McLaren. They won the race. They won the championship. I think there's not nothing more to be said there. Huh?
Leclerc? I will give it to him another way. I will give it to him. We got a lot of.
Exactly. We have too many awards, Brian. You know.
Yeah, you know.
We need
well,
to keep it up.
You keep calling Matt Bryan, Guenther. I think you're hungover.
Yeah, I'm hungover from jet lag, maybe. So,
Or were you partying with Zach
sorry,
Brown?
Matt. Sorry, Matt. Was that you?
Wait, wait.
What are you saying, Brian?
Did you say? Did you do any partying in Abu Dhabi?
No, I left 3 in the morning.
Also, Abu Dhabi's dry. You can't drink in Abu Dhabi.
Oh,
right?
you can drink in Abu Dhabi.
You can?
Yeah.
But they had like
You just got to know the right spot.
they had like a rose, like it wasn't champagne
Yeah.
on the
Officially, in public places you cannot drink, but there are places where you can drink.
I see.
If you know, you know.
What do you think of Zach Brown's celebration? He seemed pretty excited on that podium.
I think he's still there dancing and drinking. I think they still haven't found him.
Guenther, what do you think you would have done on that podium?
Yeah.
What do you think
if you had won a constructors championship, who
I
like
don't know.
what's you?
I wouldn't go off there anymore. I would keep on sitting there. You don't get me off here. I would hang on to something.
Yeah.
That's right. They're like, sir, you have to leave. This was 15
I'm
years
not
ago.
leaving. Yeah, I'm still here. Just
It's
bring
like
me some food.
Pompeii. They just find you like
Hugging, exactly. Hugging, having a
thousands of years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Burned into the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of Abu Dhabi, under the sun, in the wind.
Yeah.
This is on Yas Island. It would be a tourist attraction on Yas Island. Go see the statue of Guenther Steiner. Is it a statue or is it just a decomposed body?
Decomposed, a skeleton. A skeleton, yeah.
Exactly. All right, so your Rockstar was McLaren. Who was your wanker for Abu Dhabi?
But we can, we cannot give it to Bottas, which took out Kevin, on the last race. They both had the last race. Because he's gone. I get sentimental now. I learned that from you, Matt,
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have been straight, but you put some conscience into me in the last half an hour, so I need to I feel bad about
on
now.
the shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, maybe could we maybe give it to, I know this is a Cash App sponsored segment, but maybe the V-Carb pit team putting the tire on wrong?
But calling them wankers is an honor to them, huh? Almost,
Right.
Well, this is it's where the original
exactly.
Wanker
That's what I say.
name
They're
from.
honor. Exactly,
It's
it's
an
an
honor.
honor.
They earned it.
They did a hot special.
But
Now they would have really killed it if they'd also put it on Yuki's tire as well. That would have been perfect.
Yeah, if they had just had both of them and then they
screwed
were
them
both
out of a
the race.
5-6.
That's right.
keep on putting the knife in, man. Keep doing it, Yeah.
I thought you said you were over it. I thought you said you
I'm
were
over
over
it.
it.
I'm over it.
Hey,
Just
Guenther,
keep on trying.
Yeah,
I thought-
as you rub your temple.
Guenther, I thought time heals everything.
Yeah. Thanks God I'm not there. I would have you.
Because you physically show me how over it you were.
You would be like Max Verstappen to George Russell. You put his fucking head into a wall.
yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
That much.